Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Book Experiences with Sam. The book that we are doing today is Things I'd Wish I'd Known Before We Got Married. Dun, dun, dun. Some of you have already tied that knot. I hope you don't feel trapped. I hope you know that there are ways to have a wonderful marriage, even if you don't think it is the best. We had a blast last week. We were talking about tingles and two phases of love. Tonight, what we're doing is that we're going to be looking at a myth. Well, not really a myth, and also how to deal with disagreements because it's going to come up. I am going to start by sharing a cute little video clip on like father, like son.
One, two, three. Okay, Grayson, you do push-ups. One.
Yeah,
two,
go, buddy, go.
three. Huh? Okay. Huh? Yeah.
Things I'd Wish I'd Known Before We Got Married by Mr. Gary Chapman. I wish I knew this was not a myth. Like father, like son, like mother, like daughter. Most of us are far more like our parents than we realize. Want to know what your husband or wife will really be like? Pay close attention to their parents if possible. Neither have to be exactly like their parents, but they will have real similarities. To some degree, we are all products of our environment. Your love interest or beloved has preferences to a myriad of different everyday things because of how they were raised. Preferences of a shower versus a bath, bathing nights or after work or morning and night or not daily or maybe just on weekends. They may not readily be able to express the reason why they do what they do, but as you get to know your family better and listen to the stories of those who are coming into your family, you can get some clues to the inner minds of the one you love. Let's look at some other activities. Taking pictures, where you take pictures. Goofy, professional, don't care how you look, etc. Maybe it's convictions about national service, commitment, grit, unity, and teamwork. Hey, it could be the willingness to face a challenge. Improve yourself, coach others, never back down. No shame, don't be intimidated. Thoughtfulness to one another, a sense of self, caring for others, respect for family and all who you hold dear. Maybe it's a difference with quiet time, relaxing time, getting away from the world and allowed to imagine or dream. There is no end to the things we prefer and why we prefer them. Whether we are talking about positive or negative characteristics, most of us are far more like our parents than we realize. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Here are some negative behaviors. For example, an abusive father of the man you love. It is more than likely that the son will be an abuser, even though he resented it and even if he said he wouldn't do it when he grows up. Research indicates that abusive men were almost always abused as children. Maybe it's an alcoholic mother. Chances are your woman will do the same. But can't we learn from their poor example and change our own behavior? Absolutely. Yes. The important word is learn. If you or your significant other does not take specific steps to understand, let's say, abuse, why a parent became an abuser, and what is needed to break the pattern, then unfortunately it's likely to be repeated. Communication patterns matter. But for our spouse and significant other, persons who grew up outside of the family, our communication patterns and that of our family and stifle genuine dialogue. This also works with common courtesies that the parents extend to each other. You can observe in the same sex parent of your betrothed, of your loved, of the one that you're checking out, the one that you're dating, or the one you're already married to. Does her mom cook?
Yeah, I observed that. I mean, she doesn't. My wife, her father died when she was younger, so that's all I have to look at is her mom. So,
Mm,
so
I'm
yeah, she
sorry
cooks
for
all the
that.
meals.
Thank you.
The independence also, I'll say that too. Mother is independent, making her own decisions.
Thank you. I'd wish I'd known how to solve disagreements without arguing. Many people are shocked that as early as the honeymoon, there can be conflict and disagreements. It is not explained enough that disagreements are normal and occur simply because we are individuals with different desires, likes, dislikes, and different things that irritate us. Is it watching TV to relax versus TV time is unnecessary and a waste of time? This example became a sore spot for the author and his wife. What about you? What are some minor differences you have with your significant other?
Probably shopping habits,
Shopping. That's usually a difference between men and women.
Everywhere.
money management.
Money management, meaning you have the spender, the saver.
Communication.
Even in Mhm.
Communication. In what way? Meaning one more is extrovert and the other is more reserved?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Even in things like arrangements, like I'm not saying every guy, but most of the guys are kind of messy, but girls are more systematic in every way. Like, no, put this here, like they put this, and like things like that. But I'm not saying all guys are like
I know a couple very very organized, very almost OCD.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
so
mentioned
yeah,
twice. I was
yeah,
like, not
yeah,
everyone, but
yeah.
there are cases that they don't care
Sure.
where this stuff is.
I mean, they say opposites attract, so I mean, we should definitely have more differences shared here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like Dwight is in the kitchen and it's like a whirlwind. It drives me up the wall. I'm like, honey. Okay, so I'll go to the kitchen. My first thing is I'm going to wipe down the stove. I'm going to clean off the countertops. I'm going to wipe the table down and stuff. And I'm going to wash the dishes and then I'm going to start cooking. No, he just goes for the cooking. Like, how do you even do that? You need stuff that are clean first. Okay, honey, I just clean what I just wash what I need at the time. That that there, right there. Yeah.
He's being
Yes.
pragmatic.
He's
Ah,
focused.
thank you for all those words. It drives me up the wall.
All
And
right,
he
next.
knows it. He
Okay.
knows it. He'll try, but it's short-lived. Believe me.
After how many years of marriage?
13. 13.
So the likelihood
Yeah.
that this is going to change?
Not going to happen. Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I am like Dwight, kinda, who talks about it. That like I can hear in terms of she said she will clean everything first before she starts to prepare a meal. But I kind of like Dwight wouldn't clean and wash every piece of thing that is dirty. I would just make a space. As much counter space as I need, I will move something to create enough space.
That's hilarious.
But I won't. Yeah, I won't have to wipe down. I mean, when you finish cooking, then you can clean everything. I think, but one of the things that I've been learning over the years to try to clean as I go, which is a difficult task. Just been guys that's terrible at multitasking. If you're cooking, you're cooking. We struggle to cook and clean at the same time. So most time when you're finished, the sink is piled up with wares to be washed.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is, I think, one of the differences. I think another difference too might be not just in extroverted versus intro, but I think also too in what I call communication patterns, meaning how much you share,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
I think in our case the roles are a little bit reversed, and I think it might be because I am a teacher. I'm used to talking. People say I have a gift of gab, so you find that I tend to share a lot more, and my wife, I think she shares just enough from my
Wow.
mind. Yeah, from my mind. But over the years, she has learned to share a little more. But I think, this thing like father. I think it's like father, like daughter. Because I see that with her and her dad. There are similarities that I see
Mhm.
in her that I see in him.
Mhm.
And there are times that I will say to her, you like your father, you know? And she will like, yeah, well, he's my father. I have to be like him. So I think, yes, sometimes you don't have, even in my daughter now, in terms of personality, I think she's very much like me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think. So sometimes, but I mean, she also has mommy's neatness. Yeah, a little a little bit of like to pack up every living thing has to be packed away in a particular order. If I'm going to bed, I would just move aside something and go sleep. And so will say, but you couldn't pick up the mosquito zapper first, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. So I think those kinds of things.
Oh, that is cool.
All right.
So I have a question. Things like how you put on the roll of toilet paper, how you squeeze the tube of toothpaste, um, how quickly you take hair out of the brush or out of the comb. Any of those things anyone has experienced, and it just feels like an ongoing thing.
I think for me, the toilet paper is not how you put it on, but is
It's
having a spare one. Sometimes you use it and a little piece is left, and you don't replace it until the other person goes. So that for me, yes. Yes, replace it sooner, but the way you put it on doesn't really matter. I think I'm a little bit more of a stickler for how the toothpaste is squeezed. Wanting every last drop to be used and progressively getting it up. So most times you'll want to throw away a a tube, and I said, no, man, it's not finished. So she will take a new one while I continue using the older one still. Because I think she finds sometimes it's too much of a struggle to get out the last little bit. But I want to extract every last little bit from it. But like I said, it's not a problem because she just gets a newer one and I keep using the older one. But the toilet paper thing, you use it and you realize it's coming to the ending and you didn't put
Mhm.
another one in there. Yes, that sometimes can be problematic. Yeah,
So are you squeezing from the end going
from the
down, or do you squeeze from the middle?
from the end, I think most of us squeeze from the end. Right, but once I get to it, I start to squeeze it from the bottom.
Okay.
So it's always restoring it. But to me, that isn't the area of conflict really. Yeah,
Okay.
we've learned to manage that well.
Okay. Thank you. Miss Alcinda?
Hi, I wouldn't say air in the comb, but get me mad if you leave the basin or the bathtub. You need to wash it out when you're through. You get me real mad with that. I hate to see that. You go basin and then there's air all over. Clean it up, please. Don't leave it there for anyone.
Thank you. Okay. All right. That was a good one. This is called listening time. And what happens is that uh, Dr. Chapman talks about needing a healthy plan for processing our conflicts, and that it really begins with listening. He says listening is actually the real need. One of the most helpful things Dr. Chapman found from counseling is the idea of requesting a listening time. When men hear we need to talk, it often puts them in a bad mood. If requesting listening time becomes established in your relationship, then either party is more at ease to request a time to listen to each other. There's always a solution to conflicts. Two individuals who choose to be friends will find that solution. Meeting in the middle involves finding a meeting place in the middle of your original ideas that is both workable for you. Then another solution to conflict is meeting on your side. This is a total sacrifice of your original idea, choosing rather to do what your spouse desires and to do it with a positive attitude. It is an act of love because you care about them and you see how important it is to them. And then lastly, the next solution is meeting later. This approach says, at the moment, I'm not able to agree with your idea, and I don't see a place to meet in the middle. Can we just agree that we disagree right now? And we will discuss it in a week or a month and look for a solution. In the meantime, we will love each other, enjoy each other, and support each other. This will not be a disruptive factor in our marriage. So let's create a friendly atmosphere by listening to and affirming each other's perspective. All right, this has been another book experience with Safia. I am Safia, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.